Say what? One more time. I dare you. I double dog dare you. Plus some explicit words in there.
Oh, yeah!
Pulp Fiction. Now, I just did a review of Pulp Fiction like 5 minutes ago, but I hit the camera instead of the record button, and so it didn't record my review. So here's try number 2. Pulp Fiction is one of the greatest movies ever made. Now, I asked the question last video of what movie review would you like to see out of the movies that were on the top shelf, and out of the 2 comments that I got, it was Pulp Fiction. And not surprising at all, I expected that. And now Pulp Fiction stars, let me read this off, John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson, Uma Thurman, Harvey Keitel, Tim Roth, Ving Rhames, Christopher Walken, and Bruce Willis, among some others. But those are the big ones. Huge cast. Perfect casting. Oh my goodness, I couldn't have asked for a better cast if you, like, paid me to think of a better one. A lot of people think that Pulp Fiction is overrated, and I completely understand. It's one of those movies that you either love it or you don't like it at all. Now, there's some movies I don't know why you wouldn't like. Like, there's a couple I've watched and I'm like, I don't know how one person could not like that movie. Like, I'll say Shawshank Redemption. It's not my favorite movie, but I like it. I don't know how somebody could not like Shawshank. I can see how somebody wouldn't like this. It's so weird. All the scenes are set up like scene, and Tarantino was like, okay, that scene first, that scene second, just like started throwing them in there. Had no idea which scene was next. You could watch this movie 20 times and not have a clue what scene is coming next because it's so well put together. The story and everything, there's so much content in this movie that you forget about. Like, there's whole scenes you're like, oh my goodness, that scene was in there. I forgot Bruce Willis was in there. And there's like all these different things about this movie. Now, it's also one of the most quoted movies of all time. Oh my goodness. Every quote in this movie is quotable. I mean, the whole, what do they call a quarter pound of cheese in Europe? He's like, I don't know, what do they call a quarter pound of cheese? He's like, a quarter pound with cheese? He's like, no. Because they use a metric system. He's like, they call it a royale with cheese. Like, that whole scene, your average person's like, why was that in there? There's like a 5-minute scene about a hamburger. It's in there for certain reasons, and it just adds to the movie. Now, Pulp Fiction is very R-rated. It's probably one of the hardest, if not the hardest R I own out of all my movies. So it's not for your average viewer, but if you watch these kind of movies, you have to see Pulp Fiction. Now, Pulp Fiction was up for Best Picture in '94. It lost to Forrest Gump, which, I mean, you could argue both ways, but Shawshank Redemption was also up that year. I think out of the 3, any of the 3 could have won. I would have been happy. Solid year that year when those 3 came out. Pulp Fiction's not my favorite Tarantino movie. My favorite would be Reservoir Dogs, because it was the first Tarantino movie I saw. But Pulp Fiction is the one that got him on the map, and it's definitely his best, I think. Even over Django and Inglourious Basterds. I still think it's his best one. Tarantino is one of my favorite directors, and you can't really explain the story of Pulp Fiction because it's just kind of randomness that happens. I really don't know what else to say about it. It's just what it is. You have to watch it. And watch it twice. The second time is so much better than the first time. First time it really wasn't that good. I was kind of like, okay, it was okay. But second time, loved it. And started quoting it more, and you think about it, and then you start just laughing. Great movie. So I can't really say too much more about Pulp Fiction because it's like impossible to explain what the movie's about. But you have to watch it. The chemistry between Samuel L. Jackson and Travolta, some of the greatest screen chemistry ever. And one thing I love about Tarantino, and this movie and Reservoir Dogs especially have it, he'll take a camera and film a scene that is like 3 minutes long without a cut. And there's a scene when Travolta and Jackson are talking and they're going into this room. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. It's when they're going to the apartment and where he says, say what one more time? It's right before that. They walk in, and that whole scene from when they enter, they go up the elevator and they enter. Once they come off the elevator, they talk about the whole foot massage thing, and then back, and they end up knocking on the door all in one scene. And if you watch it, pay attention, that's one scene, and it takes forever. I mean, it's like a 5-minute scene with no cuts, and I love it. Tarantino's so good at that, and it takes really good acting to do that, and Travolta and Jackson did it perfectly. That's what I think of Pulp Fiction. I think it's one of the greatest movies ever made. I love it. Thank you for commenting, the 2 people that did. I appreciate it. I'm still doing my radio show every Tuesday and Thursday from 3 to 4 Central Time. The link's in the description below. It's internet radio, so you can watch it wherever you're at. You can listen to it. And I'm going to try and get them recorded and uploaded onto YouTube so you can listen to them. So I would like you to comment below of what topics you'd like me to talk about on my radio show. Because I kind of get bored of picking topics myself. I'd like you guys to input because I'd like to do what you guys want to hear. So let me know. So listen to the radio show Tuesdays and Thursdays, 3 to 4. It's a ton of fun. We have a blast. We just talk movies for an hour. So try and follow us there. Follow me on Twitter with this link and this one. They're not actually links because my uploading software doesn't work like that. But it's the name. Follow the name on your Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. That's in the description below. And I think that's all I have. So, till next time, peace.